Hi guys, back with another box of LaserDiscs and cool media from Japan. First up we got Tragedy of W, which is a really good early 80s drama, I think 84, based off a book that came out in, I believe, 82. That is a really fascinating sort of story within a story drama. Fantastic movie, and I was very happy to get this in such fantastic condition here on LaserDisc because I recently also picked that up on VHD, so now I have both copies of that movie that I want, so my collection for that movie is complete, which that's always a fun thing when you get sort of every version of a film that you want for your collection. A couple other big ones here. I finally picked up The Phantom Menace on LaserDisc. Very happy to have that. Seems to be one of the just kind of essentials to have in your LaserDisc collection, and definitely very excited to get this. Now we have limited edition VHS of this movie. We have it on LaserDisc here, beautiful gatefold, pristine release here. So, really gorgeous 2-disc release. I can't wait to watch that again. My wife hasn't seen that in years. I think it was when it was on VHS. She said it was the last time she had seen it. I didn't realize she hadn't seen it in that long, so it'd be kind of interesting to watch that again with her and kind of reevaluate it. So I picked those up and picked up another one here, Ritsuko Inno Lipstick, which this is, I guess you could, it's not really, I could show it here because there's no actual nudity, so it's a YouTube appropriate. No nudity here. It's not an actual porno. It's really kind of a, you can almost call it like an idol disc. It's one of those where it's pretty much just a photo shoot and with music overlaying it. It's kind of, it feels a lot like a background disc, a BGV, background video, where you'd have just this really pretty atmospheric music, almost really gorgeous elevator music in a way, playing with scenery, sometimes like a plane flying over the Grand Canyon or Tokyo, or different scenes of seasons and flowers. It just happens to be a gorgeous model and lots of different scenarios, and it's cut up in different sections with different music. And there's one little area where you get sort of a mini little interview with when she goes to the zoo, but the 90% of it, of its 45-minute runtime, is really just kind of very calm, mood-setting music. Sometimes it gets a little jazzy with her, basically just in a photo shoot with different filters and some creative, artsy editing to it, so it adds a little bit more of a creative flair. So it's actually kind of an interesting thing to have, and I wouldn't mind having a bunch of different things like this rather than just straight pornography. Just these sort of interesting kind of background discs with a pretty model, and some of it is a fascinating look to into a certain time period. I love getting stuff from Japan and Hong Kong that is very real world, that's very much music videos and that sort of thing, because it really gives you an eye into a certain time period. And this is from 84, the disc came out, so I love a lot of the early stuff that has that type of atmosphere. The biggest one for me here, which I won't take it out of its plastic because I actually have two different protective sleeves on it right now because I was so happy to get it, and it's basically brand new condition. But what is better than having your favorite movie of all time on your favorite format? So finally, I have Princess Mononoke Hitomi on LaserDisc, and that is awesome. This is the first Ghibli film that I have on the format too. So fantastic. Eventually I want to have all those releases and the box set and stuff like that, but might as well start with my absolute favorite movie, so that's pretty fantastic. I got one other pickup here in that box, which it's not a LaserDisc, but VHD. Don't get very many of those, and is a related type thing here because we have Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, on VHD. So now I have 3 VHDs in my collection, very, very slowly growing over time, but absolutely fantastic. I love this release. So if there is Ghibli available on a format, I'm going to get it. Absolutely. One I picked up a little bit before that, wasn't part of this box, but I wanted to bring it out for this video because of another recent pickup from Image Entertainment. I got Buster Keaton, A Hard Act to Follow, which is a 3-part documentary about Buster Keaton. And this was a very fascinating watch. I really, really enjoyed this one. This one's also, let me take it out of here, another gatefold release, 2 discs. So a good release of a fantastic documentary. I really enjoyed that. I really like documentaries of stars from that time period, from that era. So it's a fascinating look into a fascinating man who I think is in many ways underappreciated. I actually like some of his stuff even better than Charlie Chaplin thinks, and he's always very active. He was kind of like the physical and emotive humor mixed in with some genuine stunt work, which I have always found fascinating, and really it brings an extra level of excitement and creativity, especially to some of his earlier things. And it really shows that he's one of the biggest influences in the life of Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan has said many times that a lot of the inspiration for his very physical, stunt-driven comedy came in many ways from watching Buster Keaton. So he's one of the people that influenced that, and how made him kind of branch out and create his own style, and made him a legend in Hong Kong cinema. So Buster Keaton has had a tremendous effect on people, even while being forgotten for so long. So great documentary, some awesome pickups from Japan. I can't wait to get through all these here and rewatch them. I'm excited to watch my favorite movie of all time on LaserDisc. Some fascinating stuff. I have both versions of a really great early 80s drama, and I love getting stuff like that from Japan, stuff that is not readily available always over here. And I actually have one other set of releases from Japan coming my way, sent separately because it takes up a lot of room. It's actually more discs than all of this, even though it's just kind of one big release. I'm saving that for another video because that's going to take a whole video to talk about, so stay tuned for that one.